Hello, Redhawks. This is a quick introduction into discussion checkpoints, which is a new feature that is up and running in Canvas. In order to enable checkpoints, at this point, you'll need to contact TLDE in order to have this feature enabled in your course. We can turn it on or off at the sub-account level. Just because it's on, obviously, doesn't mean that you need to do it. But if you go looking for it and you don't see it, it's because it hasn't been enabled yet. We're kind of doing a slow rollout at this point. In the future, it will be enabled everywhere. We just want to kind of open it up to a few testers at this point. So if you do see this video and you want to try it out, that's fine. Just make sure that you let us know. In order to use checkpoints, once they've been turned on, we're going to go ahead and navigate to discussions. And then we can either create a new discussion or we can go down and edit an existing discussion. Either way will work. We're going to start from the premise of a new discussion. So as usual, you would enter your title and your prompt. You can adjust your settings here as you'd like. If it's going to be a discussion with checkpoints, then it would need to be a graded discussion. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Assign Graded Checkpoint. When I do that, then I can scroll down and I'll see I get these checkpoint settings that I can use. I can set how many points the student will get when they reply to the topic originally themselves. I can put how many additional replies are required, and then I can apply any additional points that I want to give for additional replies. You'll notice if I set this to 2, some people might think that it would make a total of 10 because it would be 2 points per additional reply, but it's just 2 points for any replies. It doesn't matter if this is 1 or 10. If you assign 2 points for the additional replies, that's what it sets up. So if you did want to make it a 10-point assignment, you would apply 4 for the additional, and then you would assign those points based off all replies made. If we scroll down, you'll see we have reply to the topic date. That's when they would need to submit their original reply. That allows then for all students to have a due date, so there are posts there for the rest of the students to reply to. And then maybe a couple days later, I want to set it so that they have to have their replies to their peers posted. I can still use the available from and until, just like I would on any other assignment. So once that's all finished, then I would go ahead and click on Save if I'm not ready to publish, or Save and Publish as usual. So if I switch over to Student View, they will be able to see that they have a discussion. They will see the reply to the topic, date, how many additional required replies there are, and then the date for those. If they click into the discussion, they can also click View Due Dates, and they'll get the slide out tray to the right that will give them that same information. Okay, so if we go into our discussion now, we will see that we have some responses. So we can go ahead and switch over and look at the grading component. So we'll go to grades and I will find my assignment. You'll see that I can't click and put a score in as I normally would. Not that you would do that without going to read the discussion first, but you do need to open SpeedGrader. So however you navigate to there, whether you go to the more options in SpeedGrader or you click on the window and open SpeedGrader from here, doing this, you'll see brings this up. So I could manually type in grades here if I'd gone through and knew that everybody, let's say, had met all the requirements and I wanted to quickly enter them. I could do that as well as leave my comments. If I go ahead and go into SpeedGrader, I will see that now, first one, there's an initial response but no replies. So I could go ahead and give it the points for the initial, but 0 for the replies because they're not there. Obviously, I could leave my comments as normal, and then I would submit. If I go down to my next student, you'll see that I have my response, and then I have a reply to a student. These will come in chronologically as they were done. So if you do not have your discussion set up so that they need to reply before seeing other students' replies, then you wouldn't necessarily know which was first. I do have mine set up so I know this is the initial post and this is the reply post. If I needed to see that within context, I can flip over to this other view and then I would see it'll highlight and I can see any responses that they have posted and then also be able to score the response from this version of SpeedGrader and then go ahead and save. If I need to toggle back, then obviously I can go ahead and switch to individual posts, and then I'm back to where we started. And then when I flip back over to my gradebook, I see that the scores have now populated in the discussion column, as they should have. If I flip over to the student view of grades, I can go down and then find the Checkpoint demo. Student will be able to see they received 10 out of 10. And if they expand, they can see that their reply earned 6 and their reply to an entry earned 4. So they could look at that, and then obviously comments would publish there as they normally would. Hopefully that helps to get you started using Checkpoint discussions. Again, if you don't see that feature as you set up your discussion, reach out to the TLDE department. You can always go to the help menu and find an email there as well, and somebody will respond to you to get that set up. It is possible, if you're watching this at a later date, that we have turned it on in full for the college, and you might just see it there naturally anyways. Again, the way to tell if it is on or not would be to edit or add a discussion from the discussions link, and then click graded. If you get this subheading to assign graded checkpoints, then you know that it has been turned on for you, or it is on everywhere. As always, if you need help, please feel free to reach out to a member of TLDE. Have a great day.